Hey guys, it's Brooke. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a new one and it's going to be fun. My friend Aiden got me this Amigurumi kit, crochet kit cat. Hello, my name is Susie. She gave this to me because she knows that I'm really bad at amigurumi and she wanted me to give it a shot. So that's what we're going to be doing today. I'm scared. Just going to say that right now. I'm nervous. I told her I'd try. If nothing else, I'm going to try. Let's start with an unboxing. Stuffing. Literally everything else. That's all that's in the box. It's literally stuffing and then everything else is in its own bag. Let's open the bag. Okay, here's the hook, which is really interesting. Like, why does it have that little knob at the top? Not quite sure. Oh, this is a 3.5. Okay, so I think that's probably the hook I would have used for this anyway. So maybe I'm not gonna use it. I don't know why I'm acting like I'm gonna. This thing, oh, didn't break, but it did bend. So I'll use my own. Here's some of the yarn. It's an acrylic, not the nicest acrylic, but what can you expect from a beginner crochet kit? This little blue is gonna be for the fiche. And then here we've got some safety eyes, darning needle, all that good stuff. And a little, what is that? A little piece of cardboard. What's that for? I don't know. I don't know if that's even supposed to be in here. Whatever. And then this is the yarn for the body. This white's softer. No, they're all pretty soft. They're all pretty soft. I will say they feel like they've got a little film on them. Anyway, and then it comes with the book of instructions itself. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This looks like a birth control packet. Anyway, this is huge. Interesting that it says, do not crochet tightly. Your fabric should be firm, not stiff. A firm fabric will hold its shape better. Just interesting that they say fabric instead of like project. I don't know. Let the yarn flow freely through your fingers while stitching. Also interesting they say stitching instead of crocheting. Practice stitching and single crochet before beginning this project to get a feel for the yarn and required hook size. They've got a gauge swatch, guys. This is crazy. I'm not doing that. Maybe that's why my amigurumi always gets up. I will say some of the photos are a little strange. The chaining photos are amazing. The single crochet photos are okay. To the back. Oh gosh. I don't like the way they did the color abbreviations. Tell me if this is normal. Amigurumi people, they did CA, color A, white, color B, brown, color C, pink, purple, color D, blue. Why did you just say white, brown, pink, purple? You know, CW, CB, CP. I don't know. Anyway, now I can't decide if I want to read through the whole pattern first before I start or if I just want to go for it. I think there's a great chance that I skim the sections to just figure out what we're doing and then I'll get started. Oh no, I'm scared for this because I really don't like sewing things together and this has a bunch of sewing. It's okay. Okay, we can do this. Interesting they call the little spot on his head orbit. They say orbit, parentheses, spot. Why don't you just say spot? I'm sorry if I'm coming off judgmental. I don't know anything about amigurumi patterns, so I think I've made a total of 2 amigurumi patterns before. You know, I think I'm done skimming. I'm just gonna start. Let's do this. Step number 1, the head, white yarn. Also, I will be listening to my audiobook while I'm doing this. I just started Age of Myth by Michael Sullivan, I think. It's really good so far. Very classic fantasy. This yarn is really slippery. I'm kind of afraid I'm gonna drop it a lot. Interesting they do a chain 2 instead of like a chain 4. Again, is this normal? I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wow, this yarn is so slippery. Okay, 6. We're doing continuous rounds, so I need to get a stitch marker. They don't provide one. Poopy. Where's a bobby pin when I need one? All right, using one of my 2 stitch markers for this. Round 2. Do y'all prefer when you do amigurumi to do joined patterns or do you prefer to just do like this? Just crocheting around and around. This is so tiny. This is why I struggle with amigurumi. It's so tiny. How do you do this? Okay, I'm probably just gonna speed this next part up because for the next few rounds, we're just increasing in every stitch, every other, every 3, blah, blah, blah. Classic amigurumi stuff. I'm on row 9 out of 23. I think it's going well so far. My main concern with this is that my tension's too loose because I do have loose tension, so I'm trying to bring it in a little bit, but I feel like it's still not going to be tight enough. Also, this is my thing with amigurumi. As I do it, like right now I'm having fun. I'm listening to my book. It's a lot of fun. It does require me to pay more attention than when I do wearable stuff because I feel like wearable stuff is more mindless, but I'm having fun. The big issues arise when I finish all the pieces and then I have to stuff them, add in the eyes, and sew them together. That's the part of amigurumi that I really don't like. I don't know why. Like, arguably that's the most satisfying part, but not my fave, not my fave. But anyway, yeah, finishing row 9 I'll show y'all what it looks like when I'm done with this row. All right, here's what it looks like so far. I think the stitches look pretty good. I think they look pretty snug. Also, I don't know if this is the right side. I would assume this is the right side and this is the wrong side because this is the fuzzy side and this is not as fuzzy, but also, I don't know Amigurumi. All right, last row of the head. We're here. We've made it. It's getting difficult to, I don't know, turn my work because it's getting so small now. I don't know. It's kind of hard to see the stitches. I don't really know how to explain. I guess because there aren't many stitches and I like to have my stitches laid out in front of me and I keep having to turn it because there aren't many because it's a small project. I don't know if I'm making sense. I do try to count my stitches after every single row because I'm just so not used to amigurumi. It's really easy for me to accidentally lose or gain stitches and I get annoyed when that happens. So I do really try to count my stitches after every single row because I don't know, I'm just not good at it. I'm not good at this and I forget what I'm doing quite often. There is the last row of the head. Fasten off, leave long tail for sewing. Okay, where are my scissors? How long is long? That's the question. It's crazy how dark it's getting in here because of the rain. Crazy. The head is complete. All right, here's what the head looks like. I'm guessing it'll look better when it's stuffed. I'm a little concerned by how it looks, but I know I did it right because I counted the stitches every single row. So I know it's got the right amount of stitches. I'm just hopeful that when I stuff it, it'll be okay. So it looks like, I don't know, like a little vegetable or something, like a little onion or something. Putting this off to the side. Let's see, what are we doing next? We're doing the spot. Chain 2. So tiny. Same drill, 6 single crochets in the chain 2. Oh gosh, oh gosh. Okay, let's try it again. Let's start over. 3, oh no, that was a slip stitch. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I'm gonna pull this one tighter than I did the white, so now there's not gonna be a big hole. Well, there's gonna be a little bit of hole. I'm gonna get out my stitch marker even though I feel like I don't really need it because it's literally 4 rounds, but you know, we'll do it anyway. We're responsible, we're responsible. I'm doing this right, okay? This is me trying amigurumi and doing it right. No, there's a big hole. Like, how do y'all prevent the giant holes? I feel like if I did a magic ring, it wouldn't have a giant hole in it. So maybe it's just because they want you to chain 2. It kind of annoys me. I hate when you see amigurumi and it's got a big hole in it. 2, 3. It's crazy because it's literally like 4 o'clock and it looks like it's 7 p.m. Now what? We're single crocheting all the way around and that's it. So fun fact, the storm was so bad that the following day I went to Walmart to get groceries and the Walmart lost power during the storm and their backup generator failed. So every single item in their store that was refrigerated or frozen had to be thrown away. Like, I have never seen a more empty Walmart in my life. I felt like I was in a ghost town. Okay. Here's my tiny little spot. I don't really understand how this is gonna sew flat when it's really rounded, like really, maybe I need to stretch it out or something, but I don't think it's supposed to be a cone, which is what it's shaped like. So I don't understand how it's supposed to sew flat to this cat's head. Maybe I just need to give it a little stretch or something. I don't know. This is why I don't like amigurumi. 2 pieces down, 50,000 to go. Why do I have to make a million pieces and then sew them together? Anyway, I'm getting annoyed. Let's take a deep breath and keep going. We're now gonna work on the ears. We're gonna make 1 in white and 1 in brown. I don't really know how this is supposed to make the shape of an ear, so we'll see how it goes. All right, the ear is done. Does this look like an ear? I don't know. I think my cat's gonna be a little smaller than the cat on the box. I don't know, I feel like this doesn't look like an ear. I'm concerned about this. I'm concerned. I'm gonna do the other ear off camera real quick just because it's the same exact thing, and then I'll come back. Ear number 2 is complete. This one looks much more like an ear than the first one. All right, don't ask me why. Like, why does the brown one look much more pointy? I don't know. Maybe I should redo the white one. I'm not gonna. Anyway. The brown one looks better, but the ears are now done. Also, I've been rewatching Grey's Anatomy. If you've never seen it and you want to watch a funny scene, season 2, episode 4, where Christina has a breakdown is so funny. Like, she is just crying and crying and crying and no one knows how to help, and it's so funny. It sounds bad when I say it like that, but it's a really funny scene. So it's at the end of the episode. If you've never seen Grey's Anatomy, you should look it up because it's quite comical. Body and legs. The legs are made first, then joined together with a chain 3, and the body is formed. Okay, we're making the legs with brown. I'm sorry, I hate this chain 2. Please, let me chain 4. Like, I've never seen people chain 2 and work into the second chain. Only seen people chain 4 before. Let's do this. 1, 2, how many stitches are we putting in here? 8.
Why the fuck this had to fucking happen to me right now? But they say when you change your perspective, that's when miracles happen.
Yeah, I think the reason why all of my first rounds have these holes, I don't know if you can even tell on camera because it's teeny tiny, is because it's a chain 2, so it's not a magic loop, so you can't, oh, there it goes. So you can't make it super tight. We're gonna fasten off this first leg. It looks like a little like honey pot or something. Just a tiny cute little foot. And now I'm gonna make the other one, and then we're gonna work on connecting it with the body. Another reason why I think I get annoyed with amigurumi is just tiny things, like trying to see the tiny stitches, trying to work the tiny stitches, trying to sew the tiny stitches together. All right, I've just finished foot number 2, so now we're gonna figure out how to connect it with the body. So now we're just gonna single crochet around with our white. I don't know why we're not stuffing it now. Like, this is so tiny. I don't know how we're gonna stuff this later without it being incredibly difficult. So let's see. Okay, so we've single crocheted all the way around. We're gonna chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Join second leg with a single crochet in any of the stitches. Let's do that. Now we're gonna single crochet all the way around. And I'm also gonna work over this end as I do that. Make it easier later. Though I do have to keep pulling it taut, pulling it taut. I think this cat's gonna be really small, actually. I wonder if I'm making it smaller than it should be. This is the consequences of Brooke not doing a gauge. So now we're gonna single crochet across the chain, around the leg, back down the chain, around the leg again. And I guess I'm gonna put another stitch marker in to designate my first stitch. I'm trying to figure out how to do this without twisting the legs, you know what I mean? Okay. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I'm getting so angry. This is so aggravating. How do people find this enjoyable? I'm just saying. 1, 2, 3, 4. Deep breaths, deep breaths. Don't get annoyed, don't get annoyed, don't get annoyed. 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is miserable. The head was fine. This is not fine. Is this better than sewing it together? I don't know at this point, honestly. I was excited to not have to sew this part, but I don't know anymore. Here's what the legs look like. I don't know. It doesn't look good. I can't do that again. They look like, I don't know, cherries or something. I can't do it again though, so even if it looks bad, I can't do that again. That was awful. So we're just gonna keep going, and hopefully it gets better now that we're in one piece again. So we're single crocheting in the next stitch, increasing. We're doing that 4 times. Then we're gonna single crochet in the next 3 like normal, and then we're doing that increase section 4 more times. And then we're single crocheting in the last 7 stitches as normal. Okay. Okay, like, whatever you say. I'm really trying. It could be a really cute set of ears, like little bear ears or something. I'm thoroughly confused how I'm supposed to work the entire body and then come back into this tiny little sack of a foot and stuff it. I'm very concerned, but you know, I'm just gonna keep working these rows. The next few rows seem pretty simple. I think it's gonna be okay now that we've got this one section of the body, so, and we'll just see how it goes. Like, I'm gonna listen to my book, I feel zen, I'm not stressed, I'm not freaking out, I feel zen. And then after we do this section, we just have the hands and the tail and the fish and the straps. After this, we just have 50 more things to do. So we're just getting so close to the end. Like, this is, I'm not doing this all in one day. This makes me lose my like, how do y'all spend hours doing one bunny that's this big? This is a cat. This isn't even a bunny. Anyway, I'm getting stressed. I'm zen. I'm zen. So I'm on row number 30 out of 34. I'm so close to finishing the body. Here's what it looks like so far. I think it's pretty cute. I'm assuming, again, it'll look better when it's stuffed. I'm going to finish these next few rows while I watch Made in the Moment's new video about Chunky Boy. Those hook whatever things. A few rows later, Here we are. This is what the body of the cat looks like right now. I think it looks okay. There's a little edge on this side, and that's because on one of the rows I realized I had one extra stitch, so I had 2 decreases here, which I shouldn't have done. So that's why it doesn't look as clean as this side's decreases, but I truly don't care that much. Anyway, I'm happy with how it's turning out. If you're curious, we're on hour 3 right now. I'm definitely not quick at doing this because I never do it, so I didn't expect to be super quick. And now we're gonna start the hands. We're making 2 hands. I'm glad this one is 6 single crochets instead of 8. I feel like that's just a bit easier. Just gonna keep watching Made in the Moments video while I do this. All right, here is arm number 1. Pretty simple. This is how much arm we have left. I'm now going to make the second arm off camera. I just finished my second arm, so now both arms are complete. I am now going to say this is done for day 1. As a reminder, we've done the head, we've done the body, we've got both arms, we've got 2 ears, we've got a little spot. Tomorrow I'm going to come back, we're going to make the tail and the fish. See you in half a second. All right, it's now the next day and we're going to get started on the tail. So I've got my brown right here and we're going to start it the same way we started everything else. Let's do this. All right, tail is finished. As you can tell, I was getting very frustrated yesterday. I think it's because amigurumi is really interesting to me. I think it's a really cool craft, but every time I do it, I forget how long it takes. And it kind of makes me really frustrated because I feel like something so small, you know what I mean, shouldn't take that long. False. Here is the lovely little tail. It's got a little purple stripe, which is pretty fun. But anyway, I feel like something so small shouldn't take so long. So that's why I always get frustrated when I'm doing it. But yeah, tail is complete. Now onto the fish. I'm surprised the fish has so many steps. I don't really want to do the fish. I might not do the fish. I'm gonna start assembling everything and then later on I can do the fish if I decide to, but yeah, I don't wanna. Okay, interesting. It has extremely detailed instructions on how to do each stitch and then how to make each piece, obviously. But then for finishing, it just says, using the photo as a guide, sew everything, essentially. Sew the spot on its head, position the eyes, and put in place. Stitch the nose and whiskers, sew the ears, stuff the feet and body. But it's basically like sew and stuff everything. So now we're gonna sew and stuff everything. It's also interesting that it just says, using the photo as a guide, put the eyes on. You know, I've bought some other amigurumi patterns where it says, count down to row number 10, and then on that row, put an eye, count 7 stitches across, put another eye. But this is just like, put the eyes on. Okay, I'm gonna put the eyes on. Oh, first we have to put the spot on, actually. So the first thing we gotta do is sew the dot in place. Here's the dot, here's the head, we're sewing. I also think it's interesting that they make you basically finish the head before you sew on the spot, because I feel like this would have been much easier to do if I had done half of the head, because the opening at the bottom is really, really tiny. So it's hard to position it to be able to sew it properly. It's hard to get my needle in there when the opening at the bottom of the head is so teeny tiny. Okay, I sewed it on. Again, this patch, like, it looks very flat on the box. It looks super flat on the box, you see? But when I did it, as y'all saw, it was more cone-like. And I think it's because they have you increase, but then they have you just do a normal single crochet row, which makes it curve. But if they did a final increase, I think it wouldn't curve as much. But anyway, here's what my dot looks like. As you can see, it's cone. It's very coney, like it's 3D. So I'm gonna put an eye right there. Hopefully that will help it go down. Okay, we're gonna put the eye on in the center of the dot. Even though it's not supposed to be on the center of the dot, it's supposed to be at the bottom. I can't even make it go through. Also, I feel like this dual stitch layer, I feel like these eyes aren't long enough to go through both. It like barely is able to get through because I'm going through 2 layers of crochet. I don't remember how to put these on. I've put these eyes on like maybe twice in my life. Okay. Ew, it looks terrible. It looks like a little alien.
Put that thing back where it came from, or so help me. So help me, so help me.
Anyway, it's like even though I sewed around the very edge of this patch, because it's raised, it's hard to keep it flat. But we did it, that's okay. I'm gonna put the other eye on now. Position eyes and punch in place. This is the thing, like I struggle when you're putting eyes on things the 4 times I've done it before you stuff it, because I don't know how wide the face is gonna be when I stuff it, you know what I mean? So before it's stuffed, it looks like I could put the eye right there, but when it's stuffed, what if it gets wider? You know what I mean? And the eyes are super close together. But I also don't wanna put it too far. I'm just gonna put it somewhere. This is hard. My stitches are kind of snug. It's hard to get her in there. Okay. This one goes so much farther in because it doesn't have 2 layers of... The eyes aren't aligned, so just letting you know. But I don't think you can tell as much because it's got the patch. I mean, this looks like a tumor. It looks like a tumor. Someone help me. I can't do this. Okay, the head's done. Stitch the nose and the whiskers. How the... Again, how do I know where the nose and the whiskers should go when it's not stuffed? I'm not doing that yet. Stuff head. Great. We're skipping ahead. Ahead. Ha, get it? Because I'm about to stuff the head. Wow. They put a lot of stuff. Wow, they put a lot of stuffing in there. I watched a video about stuffing that you should like floof it first. Is that true? Let me know in the comments. I don't mean to be negative, but I'm slightly stressed. Okay. Stuff with a little bit at a time, they say. Also, why didn't it ask me to stuff the head before I finish the freaking head? I'm not trying to be negative. Maybe I just don't know anything about amigurumi, but I feel like it's going to be hard to get all this stuffing into the head because the hole is so tiny. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm going to have a fun time editing this video because I'm in constant state of stress, and editing Brooke's going to find that funny.
I had 4 biscuits and I ate 1. Then I only had 3.
So I'm trying to really stuff it, but I'm also kind of afraid I'm gonna run out of stuffing. Like I feel like this isn't enough for everything else. I feel like that's not enough for the body, but anyway. Also, this head looks like a freaking dumpling because again, the fake magic circle is pointy. Like I couldn't close it. So anyway, I feel like this is good stuffness. All right, here's what it looks like stuffed. I think I did okay on the eye placement, but as you can tell, it's pointy at the top. It looks like a little dumpling. If it was like that, it'd be so much better. The eyes are pretty far apart, but I can't change it because they told me to do it before I freaking stuffed it. So I'm gonna try to put the whiskers on, I guess. This is a nightmare. This is my nightmare. This is my worst nightmare, what you're witnessing right now. I'm just saying. Also, they don't say how to put the whiskers on. They just say stitch the nose and freaking whiskers. Like, all right.
No screech.
Guys, this is so bad. This looks so bad. I can't. Why does it look like that? I think I need to make them smaller. They're too long. I don't know how people do this so well. How do y'all do this? I feel stupid. Also, in my book right now, someone's getting mauled by a bear. So that's unfortunate. Okay, this is a little better, I think. I don't know. I think it looks like a dog now. I think I'm gonna make the bottom line shorter if I can. Oh, this is giving me anxiety. Anyway, that is the closest stitch. Okay, I can't make it any closer, so that's just how it's gonna have to look. This looks like that's okay. This is why I don't do this, guys. Like, y'all are understanding this now, I feel like. Oh, I pulled a little too tight. Well, it's too late now. Cutting the thread for this. Oh, why won't this thread cut? The F? Time to work on the whiskers. The whiskers were the first thing I tried to do and it looked terrible. So hopefully now that I've got the nose on, it'll look a little better. This looks terrible. Okay, wait. I just needed to give it a little tug. Okay. Okay, you know what this looks like? The Target dog. What's that breed of dog where their face just goes like this? Tell me this doesn't look like the Target dog. Side-by-side comparison. Tell me these aren't the same. Because they are. Anyway, now that that's done, we've positioned the eyes, we've punched them in place, we've stitched the nose and the whiskers, we're not doing the fish, so we're ignoring that. Stuff the head, we've done that, sew the ears in place. Oh, so now we're sewing something on that post-stuffing, okay? Hopefully the ears will fix it, actually. I forgot about the ears. But I don't know if y'all remember, one of the ears did not turn out right. I don't know if y'all remember, the white one's just not as pointy as the brown. The brown one's definitely better. I don't know why. Sew ears in place. Where? I ask you, where? I'm excited though, because after this we get to stuff the body. It's pretty exciting. I guess we don't put any stuffing in the ear. Is that normal? Also, if you're wondering, my nails look terrible because I broke all of them this weekend, so don't judge me, okay? Okay, we're sewing the ears in place. That's good. Where, oh, where is my needle? There it is, okay. Gotta put it through. Oh! Well, that's gone forever. All right, I don't know. Always have multiple needles, friends. All right, it's been a minute. I think I sewed the ears on in the wrong place, but I just don't care anymore. I think this is also why I'm bad at amigurumi, is I get so fed up by the end that I just sew them on in a bad spot and I just don't care because I'm tired of working on the same thing. So you can see the ears are just too far back. But again, I just don't care. I also feel like if they were up close, they'd be too close to the spot. I don't know. It's just gonna look bad, guys. Like, that's just what we're gonna have to be okay with. It's just gonna look bad. Maybe I'll just see if I can make them a little taller. Now at this point, we're gonna stuff the feet and the body. I got stuffing in one of the feet and I literally can't get it in the other. Like, why did they not have me stuff the feet earlier? I knew this was going to be a problem. This is no longer Wearables Crocheter tries amigurumi. This is now Brooke race this crochet kit, because how the am I supposed to get stuffing in here? I'm going to get annoyed. Maybe I just leave that foot empty because I don't know why it's not going in. All right. The body is stuffed. The head is stuffed. I realized that I do have plenty of stuffing because I thought we were gonna have to stuff the arms, but they don't want you to stuff the arms. They just want you to sew them on. So I'm gonna start by sewing the body to the head. Look at the body. It's so tall. Like, maybe I shouldn't have as much stuffing near the top. That doesn't look good. So maybe I'll remove some of the stuffing. I think it's supposed to be like this. You know what I mean? Look at the box. Like, you can't see. I mean, I guess it does have a little bit of a neck, but I don't know. Maybe I stuffed it too much. So maybe I'll remove some and see. I don't know what I'm doing. That looks maybe a little better.
Sheep bolted in panic. Nina retreated behind Suri.
Why does it look like that? Look at its neck. Maybe I should stuff the neck again. This is awful. You know, the only good part about doing this is that I'm listening to my book and I'm almost done. We chillin', guys. I'm gonna stuff it again. I don't know. Just a little bit. The neck is like empty right now. Just a little bit. Just the pieces I took out, I'm putting back in. Okay. Nothing crazy. Okay, I sewed the head on. Y'all know I can't do this stuff, okay? So don't judge me. Why does it look like this? What have I done? What have I done?
What have I done?
I will say I'm happy with the stuffiness. It's very stuffed. Why does it look like that? These are not the same thing. What has happened here? What has happened here? Sew the spot on, add the eyes, stitch the nose, stuff the head, sew the ears, stuff the feet and the body, sew the head and the body together, sew the arms. It just doesn't even mention the tail. The tail's not even on here. I love that. Okay, so I guess I'm gonna add the arms and I guess the tail, even though it doesn't even say to add the tail. And this pattern sucks. I'm looking at this. This is cursed. This is cursed crochet. I just finished sewing on the arms and the tail. Tell me why the tail is so long. The tail is 20 rows long. Why would they do that? Like, why is it absolutely giant? I don't know. I don't know, man. Here is how our finished cat turned out. He's lovable. I would like to describe him as a plush that a child would create or that you would see in a children's movie. I just can't get over the fact that the tail is so long. Why would they do that? Anyway, this is why I don't do amigurumi. This is for y'all. So you can officially stop asking me to try because this is what happens when I try, okay? This is what happens when I try. So this is why I don't do amigurumi very much. Now you understand. Now we're all on the same page. Anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed watching me struggle through this. That's gonna be all for this video. Thank y'all so much for watching. I'll see y'all next time for hopefully a better product. Thanks, guys. Bye.